welcome to our Periscope stream of the event at Posttest this Friday. Welcome to the presentation. So I'll just introduce a little bit of what these slides are going to be about in the next couple of minutes. So I'm really happy to be part of the panel discussing business transformation this Friday at Posttest here in Melbourne at Fat Square. And I'll be talking next to two other experts of my favourite topic, business transformation. So welcome to the slides that will be introducing the topic. And in case you don't know me, my name is Sina, and I'm originally from Germany, if you haven't detected the clue from the second slide. I haven't detected the accent yet. So I call myself a business person. I have an MBA here from Melbourne, Monash University, and I had the chance also to live in 3 different countries and gather experiences in the digital space and a number of different businesses. I really like data and technology, which obviously qualifies me to have the title digital in front of strategist. I work at Yoke. Yoke is a creative agency providing strategic advice to businesses for end-to-end communications. Everything we do, from a piece of design, a digital strategy, a website, a brochure, needs to live up to the idea of creative intelligence. Which brings me straight into the topic of Posttest, digital business transformations. So I do want to sort of position my point of view of where the world currently sits in 3 different clusters. And to start those 3 groups off, I also want to challenge the current mindset in the industry and confront you with a statement of it's not that hard. So digital business transformation is something that's happening in this world we live in. Fast-paced change, innovation, startups, Silicon Valley, that's the world that we live in. As users, we're confronted with new things popping up in the internet on a day-to-day basis, but really it feels like businesses lag behind in adapting their internal strategies to cope with the external innovation. So the first group of businesses that I feel are up there at the moment are the Legates. So the Legates are clearly behind the innovation curve, and to be fairly honest, I would even go as far as calling those group of businesses the dead. So the dead businesses are the ones that are critically behind in implementing any innovative strategies, particularly in the digital space. They haven't done any investment or change of structures of ways of dealing with users and customers in a number of years. And I've got news for the group of Legates. It is 2016 and consumers have become the real drivers of innovation. If you haven't adapted any of your business strategies, you are clearly going to be lagging behind. And the term dead might sound a little bit harsh, but I'm sure we've all heard of the words disrupt or be disrupted before. If you don't live up to the new external world that we live in, there might be somebody else coming along being smarter than that and actually meeting user demands and the shift of consumption. I'm also surprised to see this group of businesses not worshipping any of the data that we have available. So what I find is that the Legates of the world are afraid of analytics. They don't know how to even access this or understand the complexity and the variety of data that we have accessible in terms of business intelligence or even just website traffic. So let me ask you also, if you are from an agency or consultancy, when was the last time you strategized a whole campaign or a whole website project and you didn't have a measurement plan in place or no sort of framework how to actually measure interactions with users? It's 2016 and technology is really advanced, but our mindsets need to shift towards that way of thinking and embracing data for decision making. So let's move on to the second group of businesses that I find are currently out there, the Trihearts. So the Trihearts of the world, they're really giving it a crack. They want to jump on that innovation curve. The reason that I call this second group also the barely surviving is that it's quite hard for a lot of innovative and ambitious people to translate a vision into actual actions. And it's not because the ambition isn't there or the vision isn't there, but we live in this complicated world. It is a digital jungle out there. It is hard to understand the complexity of things. I dare to say it's not even on the business side only, it's also on the agency side of things. It's also on the consultancy side of things. We all need to be learning constantly on our toes to keep up with the technology change, with the complexity of the world that we live in. But let's not forget some of the real basics as well. We're very passionate at Yoke about branding, and how many people do we know, many businesses that are fantastic brands and absolutely cannot translate their brands into the digital space. Which is just a pity. If you have a fantastic brand and you do fantastic services and people and customers really love you and they translate that interaction with your brand into the digital space, but users clearly spend a lot of time and they just keep on being confronted with a really poor user experience. So how do we combine these things? I'm a big advocate for the idea of staying hungry and constantly learning and being on your toes. It is about being humble and being able to understand the complexity and the core areas where you are good at, where you need to upskill, how you team up, and how do you fill gaps in your current resource structures to be able to innovate your own business. So the last group of businesses, the savvy operators, they're the ones that are the doers. They take action. They're on their toes. I also call those the thriving. So the thriving of the world will be discussed in this panel discussion on Friday in a lot more depth with opinions from not just me but from other industry experts. But just to give you sort of a teaser of one of my big thoughts, why the thriving are thriving and not the Trihearts or the barely surviving, I think they're also brave. They like to challenge the status quo. They take a step back, or even three steps, to critically assess, does what we do as a business even match our today's world and our circumstances? One of the examples that I'm quite passionate about is discussing business models. So I put a few examples here in the next slides of business models we know as users, like advertising, Gumtree, the intermediaries with eBay, brokerage. Airbnb has completely changed the way we book accommodation. Think about Netflix. Has subscription taken over classical TV advertising consumption and business models that go alongside that? And I want to challenge the CEOs of the world that are so conscious of making a profitable business strategy to meet some newer business models that arise in the digital space. How many people actually understand the nits and grits of affiliate? So I'll leave you with sort of these two takeaways from learning from this group of people. A robust strategy needs to be there, and we also need to embrace the right technology to really drive our innovation success. Also, as the last sort of pointer for the discussion we'll have on Friday, it is about measuring things, and we live in this data world in the digital space, and we look at things going up and down. But I want to challenge the innovation experts on this, and are we speaking the right language? When was the last time me as a digital marketer was super excited about click-through rate going up? Or the whole budget was spent and I had more keywords. I decreased the cost per click and bounce rate was fantastic. My average position is improved. But if I keep on using that language, I'm failing as an innovation expert because I can't translate it to the right metrics that are important on a business decision-making basis. So I want to start using the right language. I want to talk about average customer value going up. I want to start talking revenue and number of customers, customer satisfaction, and I want to decrease costs. And then I'm doing the right metrics that will allow me to have conversations with decision makers on a bigger business scale. I also dare to say that we need to go and make our case for profit. Profit sounds like this nasty word, but it's really required in order to tuck away more resources that can go and pursue strategies in the innovation space. If you'd like to do some further reading, we'll post the links also here on social media on some of the ideas I introduced in our blog post on the Yoke website. I thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on Friday at Posttest.